Hi there, Serial Trader here. Let's do a quick check-in with crude oil. And since the last video, the bearish scenario has certainly been playing out quite nicely. And as far as positions go, I did take some profits here. Once we hit this, it was right around the 38.2% retracement of this overall advance from the December lows, and that lined up well with actually the equality relationship between this initial leg down projected off of this corrective high, and now in this second leg down. Now I'm kind of splitting it up, so I have a core position that I'm still holding short, expecting lower prices. Then I also have a trading position, which I'm a little more active with, but I've also since then re-entered more shorts from the trading position as well. And right now, rough roadmap here. So I made the big picture wave count in the last video, but I've taken some of those labels off just to clean this up, focusing more just on the action here from the top we got there. And I think we got a 1 down. That was a nice 2 up. I think we have a wave 3 in progress, and it looks very sharp and powerful, what you would expect of the wave 3, although so far it did have that little reaction off that equality relationship, but I expect this is just a little fourth wave of 3 in progress, and we're going to come down soon again and make lower lows, and then continue down with the sequence until we give a mature looking 5 down for either a larger 1 or a down, and then at that point looking for a more significant corrective bounce up in either a 2 or a B. But that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here as far as the wave count goes. So on the 4-hour chart, and if I just zoom in here a bit, I mean, nice clean 5 down here into that initial low we had, that right around 60.04. And then this is about as textbook as it gets for a corrective rally. Look how slow and choppy, sideways, overlapping this whole thing was. And also did a very nice fib retracement. And if you see, we got right in between the 50 and the 618 fib retracement. So very typical, either 2 or B, but in this case I'm calling it a 2. Very typical percentage retracement, and also very nice pattern. This is not a bullish pattern. This is clearly corrective, sloppy rally that sets up for another leg down, and we got it. Nice breakdown there. So now at this point, just to zoom in a little more, to me this is just a little smaller degree version of kind of what we saw here in this corrective rally, and we have a nice meandering, slow, choppy corrective rally in play. And just to do some fib retracements here, so this is third wave down, small degree third wave. This will be a little fourth wave. So we haven't quite come up to that 38.2% retracement, although we have seen the 236 retracement. So we're kind of between those two common wave 4 retracements. So if we are breaking down already here and coming down nicely in a 5 of a 3, that works well for me. But the key message is here, we got a nice downtrend in play, lower highs, lower lows. The strategy here is looking to sell these corrective looking bounces up, and until something significant changes that, that's the way to be here. Okay, so that's kind of the aspect there I want to show with the wave count. But on the thinkorswim candlestick chart, so we've clearly broken trend here as far as moving averages go, and we're using the T line as resistance, whereas before we were using it as support on the way up. So that's a character change there. We're well below the 50 and 200-day moving averages at this point, and basically everything's kind of pointed down. This is the daily chart, but I thought something to point out interesting here on the weekly chart, and that's last week. We did a nice big bearish engulfing weekly candlestick, engulfing 1, 2, 3, 3 prior weeks real bodies. So that's a powerful bearish engulfing candlestick on the weekly here, and now closing well below the weekly T line, 3 T lines cross below the T line. So nice bearish trend change here on the weekly, and nowhere near oversold on the weekly oscillator. And I'll just point out over here, so what kicked off this massive sell-off that we began here in October here for crude oil? Well, we had a nice bearish engulfing candlestick, and look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks down straight in a row. We had a couple week bounce there, pretty weak, and then another 1, 2, 3 weeks down after that. So sometimes these sell signals or buy signals, when it comes to the commodity markets, in this case crude oil obviously, they can really get some legs once they get going down. So if this bearish engulfing candlestick has any kind of follow through like this one, then we could see some very significantly lower prices indeed on crude oil, but we'll have to see. Anyway, currently on a weekly sell signal, wave count still looks bearish, so I'm still short here on crude until given a reason not to be. Alright, that should be good for now. Serial Trader signing off.